Okay, let's look at poker hand probabilities. For probabilities in general, you want to think about getting two numbers, a numerator and a denominator. In the denominator is the total possible outcomes. So with 5-card hands, it's the total number of 5-card hands that can be dealt. The numerator is the desired outcomes, so that's for your specific hand. All right, I have a separate video on the denominator, and the denominator will be the same for all of these, so go check that out if you want to see where that number comes from. Otherwise, we'll proceed and look at some poker hands. And I have this card dealer that will just deal out the cards. All right, there's a random hand just to look at. Okay. So the first one we're going to look at is 4 of a kind. All right. So what's the probability? Here's an example of 4 of a kind. Okay, so we've got 4 5s and a 3. All right, let's redeal this. We'll do it again, and I'm going to put my 4 of a kind all to the left. Because the order doesn't matter in a hand, we can rearrange it anyway, just to make it a little easier to analyze. Okay. All right. So when we think about the numerator, we want to count how many ways can we make 4 of a kind. Okay. So in this case, you think about choosing the denomination for your 4 of a kind. There are 13 different denominations in a deck of cards from ace up to king. So we're going to choose one of those, and that's going to be our 4 of a kind. Okay. So from 13, we're going to choose one. All right. So in this case, we've chosen 9. So we're going to have 4 9s. All right. Now, how many ways can we choose the 9s? We've already decided that it's 9. And from there, we're going to choose 4 from 4. There's only one way to do that. 4 from 4. Okay. And then our final card can be any other denomination. Can be really any other card that's left. Okay. One way to think of it is 12. From the 12 remaining denominations, I'm going to choose one of those denominations. And from there, now there's 4 cards. And from there, I'm going to choose one. You can see, though, that this is 12 times 4 is 48. And 48 is just the cards remaining after the 4 9s have been chosen. So basically, it can be any card. Okay, so let's look at the calculation here. All right, so as I said, the denominator is there. That's in my previous video. And the numerator is these numbers. So 13, choose 1. 4, choose 4. For the remaining card now, 12 denominations, choose 1. And then from those 4 cards, choose 1. Okay. Let's simplify a little bit here. 13, choose 1. It's 13. 4, choose 4 is 1. 12, choose 1 is 12. And 4, choose 1 is 4. All right. And we'll get a decimal number here. Notice it's very small. And if you have 4 of a kind, very unlikely that you're beaten. Okay, it's a very good hand, very hard to get. 2 out of 10,000. That's your chances. All right, let's proceed now to 3 of a kind. All right, we'll deal out a 3 of a kind hand. We've got 3 queens, and let's just notice that the other two cards cannot be a pair. If they were a pair, this would be called a full house. So three of a kind is three from one denomination, and then two distinct denominations. All right, let's redeal it. I put my three. These are called trips sometimes. Put those all to the left. Okay. So again, we need to choose a denomination. So from 13 denominations, we're going to choose one. In this case, it's a 5. All right. That means we're going to have 3 5s. Okay, so that means from the 4 5s, we're going to choose 3. 4, choose 3. All right. Now, for the remaining 2, we're going to choose 2 denominations. So from 12, we're going to choose 2. And for each of these, we're going to, so after the denomination's chosen, so in this case, we have a jack. Okay, so from the 4 jacks, we choose 1. We have a king also. From the 4 kings, we choose 1. And so that's going to be our numerator. Okay, again, the denominator is always the same. Check the previous video. Here we have 13, choose 1. So from 13 denominations, chosen 1. From those 4, we choose 3. Okay. We need to get 2 more denominations from the 12. So 12, choose 2. And then for each of those, 4, choose 1. Okay. So you want to be good with these combination functions. Most of these you should probably know without a calculator. And probably not 12, choose 2. Okay. That's what 12, choose 2 looks like. And then 4, choose 1 is 4, so it's 4 squared. Okay. Let's look at it as a decimal. All right. 2 out of 100. Pretty small. It's a good hand. 3 of a kind is a good hand. Okay. Next one is the probability of 1 pair. And so once you get into the swing of this, you see, there's a lot of patterns here. And once you understand one way, one hand, you can apply that to the others. All right, here's a hand with a pair. What'll it be? 2 10s. Okay, so just notice that the other 3 cannot be pairs. Okay, if you had 2 pairs is a different hand, and if you had those 3 all the same denomination, you'd have a full house also. So those have to be 3 distinct denominations. Okay, I'm going to redeal and put my pair in the front. Okay, so again, we're going to choose from the 13 denominations, one of those. In this case, it's an 8. And then we need the 2 8s. So from 4 8s, we choose 2. Okay, you might know that that's 6. Then we have these 3 distinct cards. So from the 12 remaining denominations, we're going to choose 3. For each one of these, okay, from each one of those denominations, it's 4, choose 1. Okay. And here's what it looks like. Same denominator. It's the same number of total outcomes. Again, you choose one denomination from the 13. Here we only need 2 of those, so it's 4, choose 2. Then we choose 3 denominations from the remaining 12. And for each one of those, it's 4, choose 1. All right. Okay, we'll simplify this. As I said, 4, choose 2 is 6. 12 choose 3 looks like that. And then it's 4 cubed. All right, and drum roll, what is it? What's the probability? 0.423, so a little under 50%. So this is not an unusual hand. And if you have a low pair, it's not a great hand. A high pair is better, obviously. All right, so that is 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 1 pair. Okay, they're all, the logic is similar for all of these. In my next video, I'll be looking at straights and flushes. So there's a bit different. All right. Hope this was enjoyable, and stay tuned for some more.